photography is subjective, there are reasons why some photos are more captivating than others. One of the major elements that makes a photo captivating is the composition, and I'm going to show you 3 major composition mistakes that I've made so you don't have to. These composition tips will instantly improve your storytelling ability, and you can apply them the next time you use your camera. So I see this mistake quite a bit within beginners, and I'm definitely not innocent in this crime. So when I started to analyze my habits in photography, I genuinely started to feel a sense of claustrophobia. I wanted to take composition very seriously and believed it was even more important than lighting, which sometimes I still feel this way. I know, controversial. I soon realized that I was taking away vital information from my photo because I was cropping in way too tight. One of the things that makes the subject of the photo interesting is everything around it. It's all relative, right? If there's nothing in the photo that leads the eye to the subject, then photography just wouldn't be captivating. So remember, the environment of your photo is the essence of storytelling. Don't box in your subject. Be sure to leave enough headroom above and around your subject. My dear friend Rebecca is like the queen of using her environment in her photos. I was instantly drawn to her photography because she knows exactly how to pull the viewer into her image. You seriously feel like you're right there experiencing the photo shoot alongside her. She's great at using her environment to lead the viewer right to her subject, which enhances the entire photo. And that's how powerful composition can be. Notice a pattern of all that headroom she leaves in her photos. In fact, she is so consistent with this pattern that her photography is instantly recognizable. I know when Rebecca has taken a photo because of the way she composes her photo. That's her style of photography. You don't need to zoom out quite as far as she does. In fact, you can compose your photo pretty close to your subject if that's your style. Just be sure to retain some of that environment and keep that headroom in mind. Another mistake I've made is not watching out for poorly placed limbs. It can be difficult to dictate where arms and legs should and shouldn't be placed, but keep this in mind during your next photo shoot. Cropping out your subject's limbs can lead the eye away from the subject, thus being distracting and doesn't make for a very strong image. You want to make sure you're not slicing off limbs as much as possible, especially during a full body shot. The biggest thing to avoid is cutting off at the joints, so keep in the ankles and the wrists as much as you can. If you're doing a half body shot or a portrait type of shot, it's okay to cut off arms if need be. In fact, that's pretty typical. Same idea, refrain from cutting your subject off at the joints, so keep in the wrists and the elbows. That can help a lot with your framing and your composition and is like a technical rule of photography, but know it's okay to break these rules as long as you use your judgment. Here's a self-portrait I took in the hot springs and cut off my wrist by accident, but it doesn't feel distracting and doesn't take from the overall photo. It always comes down to what you, as a photographer, looks and feels right. So this one isn't necessarily a mistake, but it's something that I see a lot of portrait photographers underutilize. And if you're a beginner, this composition trick will instantly create an eye-catching and memorable photo. Using light to frame your subject not only casts interesting patterns in your image, but it also forces the viewer to focus on the subject. If you do this correctly, your subject should be the brightest part of the image, thus drawing the eye towards it. See how the environment and the space around your subject can be so essential to your image? A great place to find interesting and linear light patterns is downtown or other types of buildings, but I take quite a bit of photos using this direct sunlight that comes through right in my house. Just make sure it's not high noon so you get a nice angled light source. Say hi! This is my new puppy, Haku. Oh, tiny pup. So good composition will help you immensely with cutting out distractions and draw attention to the subject of your photo. If you're interested in learning more on how you can bring stories to life in photography, then you definitely want to check out this video. It's my very first video where I go over how you can start to level up your photography game as soon as you pick up your camera. Leave a comment if you got something out of this video, subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. We'll see you in the next one, huh? See you in the next one. Okay, bye.